And this is where I left off, guys, basically. Because of OBS. Damn you, OBS. Soon we were sitting on the fallen tree and warming our hands by the fire. Only now did I finally release that I had finally gotten out of that damned camp. Man, hold on. Gotta do that. Wait. Crap, I did it wrong. Oh well. So yeah, this is where I left off when OBS crashed. And it's really nice. I like the art style and all that other jazz. It's really freaking cool. Okay. I'd found no answers. On the contrary, everything had become even more tangled as I guess I am to spend the rest of my life in this reality. If I don't take into consideration all the sci-fi stuff, it's clear that I'm somewhere in the South at the end of the 80s. How, and more importantly, why I was brought here is not so important now as I have to somehow adapt. And I ought and I ought to begin with the girl sitting by my side. So, what will we do when we reach the district center? Call our parents. What else? Alice smiled slightly. She had someone to call. And then? And then it's all over. Meaning? Well, we'll leave for our homes. I wasn't really surprised by this answer. I just hadn't thought about what happened after the term ended. And that's it? What else is there? I don't know. After all that happened. But nothing happened at all. She told me merrily. What do you mean, nothing happened? You'll have a chance to find Luna. I was surprised, but Alice said it absolutely kindly. As if I need Luna. Don't you? To be honest, Luna was the last person I was thinking about now. No. Then maybe it's me. I looked at Alice attentively. She grinned spitefully. And she was weeping just recently. What about you? I evaded the question. What do you think about me? I don't know. Maybe you can just say it straight out. A long silence fell. Alice is waiting for a straight answer, but I can't sort it out for myself. This pioneer camp, and now the girl. Who wants to hear something? I can't say that easily. You see, and then I really understood. Understood that now it's no use trying to be cunning and hold things back. I almost managed to break out of the cage. I almost managed. The worst is over. Or, on the contrary, the worst is yet to come, but it's still time to speak plainly. You see, what you're expecting from me is almost impossible. Looks like everything's impossible for you. She sniffed. It's weird to say it, but it's true. I don't know what will happen to me, not even necessarily tomorrow, but in the end, in the next second. And what might it be? Will you vanish into thin air? Quite possibly. She burst into peals of laughter. You know, I was ready for any excuses, but not one like that. These aren't excuses. Just listen. Alice gazed at me attentively, and it seemed had no intention of interrupting. You see, I don't belong to this place. I'm not talking about the camp, but about the whole world. All of you here are completely strange, incomprehensible people to me. As you are for us, actually. I'm not even sure if you are from my planet or my reality. Quiet now, Alice said tiredly. Imagine that once you fell asleep and woke up in a completely different place. And not just a place, but a different time as well. That's what has happened to me. I used to live in the early 21st century in a city far from here. I was somewhat older than I look now. I had my own life. Regardless of whether I was good or bad, it was my own. And then one night, I took a bus, fell asleep, and woke up here. As a 17-year-old pioneer. Alice looked at me in surprise. And you expect me to believe you? I don't know. It's up to you. It really wasn't easy for me to tell you that. You're a master storyteller. Really? Just a sec. I rummaged through my pockets and showed her my phone. To my great surprise, there was still some battery and the screen was glowing brightly. Have you ever seen something like this? Do you have something like it? I held it out to Alice. She fidgeted with it, pressing buttons. Well, some kind of imported foreign toy. So what? It's not a toy. It's a telephone. And where are the wires? Where the heck? Oh, that's kind of cute. Oh, wow. Holy crap. So it is time travel. I'm sorry if I'm late, but wow, that's really adorable. Because she's like, you're bringing something from the future that she does not know. Like, she doesn't know what a cell phone is. It's like, I don't know, it's like someone brings something from, like, the year 3027 or something, and they, like, brought back some, like, strange device, and you didn't know what it is. That's how she feels. Like, she's, like, really kind of clueless about this. And I think that's adorable. That's kind of cute. And where are the wires? Where's the headset? She laughed. There's no need for them. Unfortunately, I can't demonstrate to you how it works because they're still not invented in your time. Yeah, sure. She said respectfully and handed me the phone back. Anyway, it's your decision whether you believe me or not. I told you all this only to explain what position I am in now. I still don't know what would happen to me in an hour, so such decisions. Fine, you don't have to say any more. And you don't have to make any decisions. She got up and pushed some more afterwood onto the fire. If I've offended you, Nah, everything's fine, she said coldly. I understand. You're a visitor from the future, so normal girls like me don't interest you. You got me wrong. No, I didn't. It's very credible, logical, and above all, truthful tale. Any girl would dig it. So you still think I'm making up excuses? Alice stayed silent. Or that I've gone completely mad. One could expect anything from you. Why do you have to be like this? I said sadly. And what about me? I've done nothing wrong. She grinned spitefully. Just imagine that it's all true, and understand why I behave so... I already imagined. Understood? Wait! What was that? Huh? Yo! Wait! Someone found us! I was about to say something else, but a horn sounded from the road. There was a bus on the roadside! Eli's on the regular route. It's odd that we hadn't noticed its approach. At last! At last! Salvation! Oh my god. Okay, nope. Shall we go? Alice asked in completely blind, emotionless voice. Yeah, sure! I grabbed the backpack. I can manage it myself. She took it from me. It's obvious that it was too heavy for her, but I didn't object. See, I was almost on the tears of, like, kind of crying, but then, we found salvation! We've made it! Soon, we sat peacefully on the back and seat of the bus. Various feelings fought inside of me. On one hand, I was glad beyond measure to get to the civilized world. On the other, I was guilt-stricken by the unfinished conversation with Alice. Sorry that I acted so. You expected something different. I expected nothing of you, she replied coldly. I just wanted you to understand. And concerning our relationship, I like you. Really? Glad to hear that. But her voice didn't sound as so glad. I said it honestly. You see, I don't know what will happen next, but here and now, I guess last night you liked me even more. No, you misunderstood. Should we do it again while the driver can't see us? Calm down for a second, okay? I didn't even think about it. What's the matter? You want it, and I don't care. It's the only thing I'm good for. Wow, this went down a fucking dark path. Alice, wait. Okay, I want to sleep. She reclined in her seat and closed her eyes. Wait a sec! I'm sleeping! Let's talk later! I didn't object. After all, it's good to seek counsel from your pillow. Besides, Alice needs some time to calm down. Although, of course, I was just desperate to explain everything to her in a way she'd understand. But I held back. And still, I was sickened at heart. We were alone on the bus. Outside, dark shadows were passing by. Sometimes it was possible to this concern a tree, a river, or the pylons of a power transmission line. But the landscape seemed not to differ from the one in the camp. Maybe the world is a circle and we are just moving around it. Anyway, the surroundings were the last of my concerns now. I just stared at the floor and thought about tomorrow. What will happen? This city, this planet, this time, all are strange to me. And further talk with Alice, who was totally disappointed with me. The process of waiting happens to be more tiresome than its result. And finally, things bound to happen don't look so important or fearsome. All your strength is exhausted. There is just tiredness and emptiness in your soul. The bus was driving into the unknown town. I couldn't resist and fell asleep. Day ... It seems I'm getting old. The day was over, and the hangover should have been long gone, but I still feel sick and dizzy. Despite how hard I tried, I was unable to open my eyes. I just rolled over. I wonder what awaits me in the district center. How am I to live? Maybe it's not all that bad. Well, sure, I don't know where to begin, but on the other hand, this world doesn't seem hostile. I know a lot of things here. Everyone speaks Russian. So maybe nothing bad is going to happen. Suddenly, I felt very sick. Damn it! I thought it was all gone by yesterday evening. What's happening? I managed to reach the toilet, moving instinctively. After some time, when my dirty business was done, I returned to the room, and then I realized I'm back at my old flat. Wait. No. However, it's not so old. It seems that nothing had changed during the week of my absence. The dust layers haven't even grown thicker. The keyboard position monitor inclined, and the stain from a cup of tea on the table stung my eyes. Theoretically, a man in my condition shouldn't notice such details. But the entire room drew my attention at the most minor of details, as if it was twinkling with different colors. The socks were thrown around in exactly the same manner as they had been before. The blanket sat rumpled on the unmade bed as it was before. The dirty window showed the same view of the street like a cracked kinescope. In vain, I tried to become terrified, or at least scared. Maybe it's shock effect, post-traumatic stress disorder, or something like that. After all, several hours ago, I wasn't even thinking of returning to the real world. The pioneer camp, the girls, Alice, the mythical district center where I would have arrived if I hadn't woken up in my flat. All that had started to seem real to me. Maybe my fantastic vacation to the Soviank was just a dream. My feet started to rack up circles around the room. I held my hands behind my back and started to think everything was over. Only one thing is clear. I've returned as suddenly as I arrived there, without any reason or logic. Maybe there was some sort of explanation, but it's beyond my or human comprehension. Whether it was trick by interstellar forces, or a supreme mind, or a government experiment, I believe the last one to be the least likely. They left no clues. If I was unable to find answers in the camp, it would be foolish to expect things to become clearer here. It's like searching for evidence in a house that's been buried to ashes. Even if a crime committed, all the evidence was destroyed by fire. Maybe if I had the skills and equipment of a criminologist, I could find something. But the memories of the weeks spent in the camp are all I've got. But it wasn't a dream. I knew it for sure. My hangover was absolutely real. My feelings and emotions were genuine. But, not just the stuff of dreams. Therefore, I've been there. I spent a week in Soviet pioneer camp with the camp leader and the pioneers. With Alice. Memories of her made me sigh. It would have been great to leave with her. Wait a minute! What's wrong with me?